So today we're going to talk about our right hexagonal prism. So guys, I want you to remember that on a hexagonal prism, we have a base at the top and at the bottom. And then we have faces of the hexagonal prism. So if the prism were sitting on your desk, the lateral face would be what you could touch around the sides. All right, so I've defined that for you here. Lateral area, which we will label LA, defines area of sides only. So if you are asked for the lateral area, you are not including the bases, okay? But if you're asked for total surface area, we label that TA. That means you're going to take your lateral area plus the area of both bases. Area of both bases. All right, so guys, before we jump too far into this, I want to remind you that we found the area of a hexagon by using trig. Okay, 30, 60, special right triangles, 30, 60, 90, because we know that each angle of a hexagon is 120 degrees. Therefore, when we draw the radius from the center to the side, it chops it into a 60-degree angle. So that's going to come from a couple units ago, but I wanted to remind you of that so that when we get down into the examples, you know where these numbers are coming from. Okay, and then volume we label with a V. Okay, so here, if you are watching this video, I would take a moment and maybe write down these formulas, or you can print out the notes from before. I'm not sure that we listed them on the notes, so you might want to take a second. We will list these in class, but if you're watching this online or if you were absent from class, I would definitely take a moment to write down these formulas. So guys, for a prism, to find the lateral area, P stands for perimeter, H stands for height. So we're going to find the perimeter and the height and multiply those together. Total surface area, so look right here guys, you're going to take that pH, your lateral area, and you're going to add to it 2 times big B. All right, so let's just take a moment and let's tell ourselves that P stands for perimeter, H stands for height, capital B, or you will hear me refer to it as big B, is area of the base. Whatever your base may be, you're going to find the area of that base and double it, because there's going to be a base on top and bottom. So to find your total area, total surface area, you're going to take your lateral area, which we said is the area of the sides, and you're going to add it to 2 times big B. Then for your volume, look guys, you're going to use that big B again and multiply it by the height. Now that is when you're looking for a prism. But what if you're looking for a cylinder? Cylinder, remind yourself, we're going to be dealing with circles. Okay? Lateral area, so we're still talking about the sides, so you're going to take circumference times the height. Circumference times the height. That's what the C stands for. Now you're going to use that total and you're going to add 2 times the base area for your total surface area, and then for volume, big B times height. All right? So, a lot of words. Let's put those into play. Now, this is what I recommend. You're going to be asked to find the lateral area, total area, and the volume of all of these shapes. So I put them in my notes and then I remind myself that lateral area is perimeter times height, total is perimeter times height plus 2 big B, and then volume is big B times height. The more you write these, the more familiar you become. So guys, you will need to know these formulas for your test. So I suggest that you write them as often as you can. The next thing that I suggest for hexagonal prisms, for polyhedrons, is to give yourself a key. Give yourself a key. Go ahead and find your perimeter, find your height, and then find your big B. All right, so let's see how do we do that. Here, we have a rectangular prism. So the perimeter, we know this is 9, this is 7. We know this would be 9, and this would be 7. So if we add up those 4 sides, we know the perimeter of this polygon would be 32. Here, it gives us a height of 3. And guys, think back, how do you find the area of a rectangle? Base times height. Little b times height, right? So 9 times 7 gives us big B of 63. And then guys, once you have this key, you're just plugging it in. We found that the perimeter is 32, the height was 3. So we get a lateral area of 96 inches squared. Anytime you're dealing with area, it's squared. Now we're going to use that 96 right here for the total surface area, and we're going to add to it 2 times our big B, which gives us 222 inches squared. And then we're going to take that big B and we're going to multiply it by the height of 3 to find our volume of 189 inches cubed. So anytime we're dealing with volume, we're dealing with cubic. Area is squared. All right, triangular prism. Again, you're going to notice lateral area, total surface area, volume. Remind yourself, this is perimeter times height plus 2 big B, and volume is big B times height. All right. So perimeter is 30, height it gave to us is 4, and then big B, think back to how do you find the area of a triangle? 1/2 base times height, and we get big B of 30. Plug and chug. Perimeter, we added them all up, we get 30, and we're going to multiply it by the height, which it gave us is 4, to get 120 meters squared. We're going to take that 120 and plug it into 2 times our big B of 30, which is 180 meters squared. And then our volume is big B times height, which is 30 times 4. All right, next example. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here we have a hexagonal prism. Each side is 10, and we can see that the height is 5. So we easily know all the way around 6 sides would be perimeter of 60. It gave us a height of 5. But the big B is where this is what I was talking about at the beginning of the notes. To find the area of a hexagon, it's the apothem times the perimeter over 2. So remember, if we draw this down, here's our apothem. If you think back to that unit, I gave you a trick that if the sides are 5, then the apothem would be 5 square roots of 3. You can just put the square root of 3 with it. But if not, take the time, draw your radius, divide your side in half, and then go from there. So to get your big B, your apothem is 5 square roots of 3, your perimeter was 60, and you're going to multiply it by 2. Divide it by 2 to get 150 square roots of 3 for your big B. All right, lateral area is perimeter times height, so 60 times 5, and we get 300 inches squared. Total surface area, use that 300. So guys, it's very important. Each step builds on the next. Use that 300, add it to 2 times your big B, which was 150 square roots of 3, and we get a total surface area. So look guys, you cannot do anything with this. That's as simple as he gets. 300 plus 300 square roots of 3 inches squared. These two terms are not the same. So think back to the unit where we were adding and subtracting radicals. They have to match in order to put those two terms together, and they do not. So think of it as like an X and a Y. Volume, big B, times height. Remember this guy's perimeter times height plus 2 big B. All right, our big B is 150 square roots of 3, and our height was 5. So outside times outside gives us 750 square roots of 3 inches cubed. And then I'm going to give you a cylinder example. So notice that the bases of a cylinder are circles. So we can tell, if you think back to circumference, it's diameter pi. So here, the diameter all the way across is 3, so we know our circumference is 3 pi. Our height that gives it to us is 2. Now, big B represents area of your base. So area of a circle, remind yourself, pi r squared. That's why I listed the r up here. half of 3 is 1.5. So anytime I work a cylinder problem, I'm going to list my radius, my circumference, my height, and then find big B. I need this R to find big B. So pi r squared, 1.5 squared is 2.25 pi. All right, so circumference times height plus 2 big B, and then we have big B times h. So 3 pi times your height of 2. 3 times 2 gives us 6 pi feet squared. Don't forget your units of measure. All right, then we're going to use that 6 pi, and we're going to add it to 2 times your big B, 2.25. So guys, 2 times 2.25 is 4.5, and then plus 6 is 10.5 pi feet squared. And then you're going to take your big B of 2.25 pi and multiply it by 2 and get a volume of 4.5 pi feet cubed. Again, anytime you're dealing with volume, your units are cubed. So guys, these are the examples that we will do in class. I have attached online a blank notes sheet like such. And then I have also attached the answer key to your notes so that you can work these again with a little bit of practice with a couple of different ones to apply.